What's going on, man? It's your boy Uno Vellie, also known as Shot by Uno. We got another episode Behind the Aesthetics where we interview the dopest people that make the magic behind the scenes. Today I don't have no co-host, but we do have a special guest in the building. You know what I mean? Her name goes by Chelly Pic Photography. You know what I mean?
Hello.
Hey, what's going on? How you doing?
I'm good.
Oh.
We're good? You can hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. You just got to get a little closer. I forgot my drink.
Oh, no.
Let me get my drink over there, my buddy. I forgot my little drink before. You know the ritual. You know what I'm saying? Got to do my little toast before we start. But once I get my drink, Chelly Pic, can you tell the people who you are and what you do?
Yeah. So hello, everyone. My name is Rochelle Genty, and I am the founder and photographer around ChellyPic Photography, and I'm excited to be here. Thank you so much for interviewing me today.
Thank you for coming. It's a pleasure for having you here. You know what I'm saying? So when did you begin this photography journey?
I started photography back in 2011.
Okay.
We're over 11 years now.
Okay. And what made you begin this journey?
The journey began in elementary school.
Okay.
I had parents who were always big on like the digital cameras and taking photos at every event or vacations, etc. So photography always was a staple in my family. And then as I got older, I always just had a camera or my phone ready to take these moments. And people started to ask, like, hey, that photo you took of me, can you send it to me? I want to use it on my MySpace page. I want to use it on my Facebook page. I was just like, okay, that's interesting. Like, people just kept on inquiring. So I remember, like, having, like, $300 just going to Sears and grabbing my first camera. And from then, I continued to
What was the first camera?
It was a Canon SX30.
Okay. Oh, I don't even know what that is. Honestly.
I still have it in.
That's what's up.
I still
you
have
better
it
keep that. You know. What
I
mean?
Yeah,
that's a trophy right there.
It's literally just hanging on like one of my shelves in my office.
Before you bought that camera, what were you shooting before? And what were you shooting? You just shooting friends, like chilling?
It was a slim digital camera. Mm-hmm. It was probably a Sony.
Okay. Yeah, shout out to Sony.
It's just like just something you had before. We had the iPhones. Everyone had a small digital camera that they were taking around. So. That was, So that camera held me down for a little bit, but over the years, I decided to invest more into the business, and it's been very fruitful. So, yeah.
Okay. And then so throughout this journey of the 11 years, when did you think about getting into, like, business and everything?
Good question. That started to shift after, I would say, after undergrad, when I continued to have, like, friends and family reach out and just inquire about, hey, can you shoot this event? Or I have this birthday coming up. I need some photos. And I just kind of always had like a steady amount of just a handful of people who reach out month to month. But then I was like, okay, if I invested more time and effort into this business, what would come out of it? And so that gave me the motivation to file for the LLC this year, which was exciting.
Okay. Congratulations. You know what? Since we didn't take that shot in the beginning, it's time for the shot right there.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
And my water.
Water to water. Let's get it.
Water.
Congratulations on that.
Thank you.
How'd you feel when you signed that dotted line?
Amazing. Okay. It was needed. It was important to get that started. I felt like that was a step that was overdue. Were
the clients motivating you to like go LLC? Because like you said, you was doing it for 11 years. Like how long were you doing it? And then you said last year, so for about like 9 years or so.
To be honest, I felt like it was the time to get some things in order. Okay. And filing for the LLC would allow me to establish the bank account, to be able to apply for grants, establish business credit. So there was certain limitations outside of having that LLC that I noticed, and I was like, okay, let's stop and evaluate. And I was looking into S Corp and figuring out like what's the right one for me.
Nice.
But then I landed right there. And
no mentor, no one was helping you out. This is all from
at
self-taught.
That time, I did have a mentor that I did. A spiritual mentor, but he helped me with some of the business logistics.
Okay, good.
And then I was like, yeah, I think the LLC is the right route.
And for the photography, did you learn off a mentor? Did you go to school, or that was self-taught as well?
Self-taught.
Oh, so nice. So there's no, hold on, before there was like YouTube and stuff. It was YouTube, right?
Yeah.
But YouTube was kind of coming up though, but I don't think it was like informative as it is now. So did you use YouTube? Yeah.
To be honest, everything I know, let's say like 90% of what I know is just self-taught.
Okay.
It's going out there.
It's fucking up.
Doing my best.
Pictures. Fucking people's pictures up. You know what I mean? They're like great. You're like,
the best angles that I can.
Gotcha.
Figuring out the editing. I got a lot of work to do and growing as a photographer, which I'm excited about.
Okay.
Even though I've been, taking photos for a couple of years now, I'm like, okay, there's still areas that I want to grow and learn, especially in the editing side. But
exactly. Okay.
It's been really good doing the self-taught journey.
So what is something that you have, like, that you want to learn growing into this business? So
that's a good question. I'm interested in getting into retouching.
Okay.
So
I ain't gonna hold you. I see a couple of pictures. You gonna leave me hanging? Hold on, Shelly. Hold on, you gonna leave me hanging?
Oh,
come on,
you.
man. I'm trying to show you some love. You gonna leave me hanging like that?
I look at the camera.
It ain't like this behind the scenes. She always show me love. You know what I mean?
All the love.
But yeah,
just to get into retouching a little bit, just a little bit more, just to utilize YouTube University and also great programs, which I know are out there.
Okay.
To learn.
And what are some of the programs that you're using? You use Lightroom and Photoshop?
Currently, I'm a Lightroom girl.
Okay.
Photoshop.
Okay.
That's my go-tos right there.
Did you start that from the gate? With Photoshop in?
Ooh, that's a good question. I think I just got into Photoshop maybe 4 years ago.
Okay.
Yeah, I didn't have a good software. Like my laptop, everything. The equipment is important. That's a big thing. I had to invest in myself. And one of the ways that I did that was buying a desktop Mac computer. Okay. But before that, I was going to the library to use their computer room.
Tell us about that.
A Mac.
Tell us about that journey
because before I used to use a lot of HP, and when you're using these softwares like Lightroom, you need to have a you have to have a desktop that can withhold these programs. Like they're gonna run slow, they're not gonna work. You have to. So that before filing for the LLC, I remember I was like, I'm fed up. I gotta go to the Apple Store and buy myself a desktop. But before then, I think it was more of like having to go to the library, having to utilize the computer room to edit my photos.
Wow.
How
long were you going from
like
back and forth, going to the library and editing people's pictures?
At least a year and a half.
Wow. And they were paid gigs too? Wow. And the library's open till like what time?
Sometimes 8.
8? And
I would go to the Randolph Public Library, the Quincy
That's what's up.
Library.
That's what's up.
I used to have to ask people, be like, hey, can I use your Mac computer?
Wow. Yeah,
because I knew they had Lightroom on there. Or Photoshop. So I was like, I need it.
That's what's up.
I made a way. I don't know. I struggled my way through, but
you here.
The pandemic, actually, because they closed down the computer room at the library during the pandemic. So I was like, oh, what am I going to do? I don't have access. And so I had to invest in that computer.
That's what's up. That's what's up. I'm glad that you came to sit down because, this is the stories I need to hear. Because for myself, I was editing on my phone.
Wow.
Yeah, I never thought about the library, but I was editing off my phone and stuff. So, but that's another story we'll talk about. But, that's what's up, man. And so when you was going through that journey, just one more question, because editing ain't something where you just do and then you just walk away. So when you was processing editing, what do you do after? Like what if you have to finish editing? Are you working 9 to 5 too as well? Were you doing that 9 to 5 and?
At the time, and my clientele was different.
Okay.
So I would still have to make, like right after a photo shoot, it was very important for me to make sure I made the time to go and edit. And the way that I edit, I had to learn over the years. So just some techniques of like my editing style. So that's where I've, just kind of some basics. Like when I see a photo, these are the type of presets I want. This is the type of contrast. And I'm usually working with like Black figures or like Black people. Gotcha. So I kind of have an understanding of like how to edit. And I just can see. I have an eye for it.
Gotcha.
So editing, that is a very important part of the process. I don't ever want to make somebody look too soft. I don't ever want to make someone look too sharp. Okay. I always just want to make sure they look the best that they can.
Okay. And what camera are you using now?
Currently, I've been using a T7i for a little bit, Canon T7i, and I just brought some new equipment that I'm learning and growing with.
What equipment is this?
Ooh, I don't even want to reveal it just yet.
Okay, is this something about is it lighting? Anything with lighting?
Oh, lighting? I have like a flash that I use on my camera. I don't know.
I was talking like a strobe light. I don't know if that was something that you would.
I honestly just got into flash photography too.
Okay.
Yes.
That's something that a lot of photographers came up on here and was talking about lighting and how important it is.
Yes.
And so
I've been always really big on natural light.
Okay.
So being outside, understanding like the best time is to shoot outdoors and kind of playing around with those lights. And then when I go into editing, how am I adjusting it to ensure that it's not too dark, it's not too light, it's just like the right blend.
Gotcha. I see. You know what I like about your journey? You're really taking it step by step by step by step, and like you're really just enjoying the process. I can see that in you, and even with the struggle, you're like, yeah, I feel it, but it was worth it. You know what I'm saying? And I see you continually just invest in yourself. And so besides the equipment, are you investing to like, you did the LLC, are you investing to like your mindset, like any books you read or any influences that you, or coaches?
So I'm invested in a few things. So I've been listening to a number of like different podcasts just to kind of get my mind right around like finance.
Can you give us like one or two podcasts that you listen to?
Ooh.
That I may need for myself too.
Let me think of the. I'm going to circle back about the names of the podcast. Because I listen to a lot of podcasts. Cool. But I do have a great business mentor that I work with.
Okay, nice.
Through SCORE. It's an amazing program that is offered through a lot of states throughout the U.S. So check out SCORE.
SCORE. Let them know about SCORE.
SCORE mentoring. So you get a free business mentor.
Wow. I don't know about SCORE.
So when I filed for my LLC, I also got connected with SCORE. I've been working with an amazing mentor.
Nice.
Who we just put together the 5-year plan for my business. So I'm like, okay.
And
finally.
Is he from SCORE? Well, not SCORE, but the mentor, is he based out here? Okay,
yes.
nice.
He's Massachusetts based. So it's cool. So he's great. It's just, again, having that accountability, having somebody just to share ideas about your business and to get that perspective from somebody who's been working in business. It's amazing.
It's like I said, it seems like your journey is amazing. So
thank you.
Thank you for the information too for the viewers. Tell them, is it like score.com? Let them know how to.
I believe it's score.org.
Okay.
Yes, we'll have to put in the show notes.
Okay. I got you. Well, just give me that information and I'll probably set it up there. But you got some positive, a little bit of negative with the journey. But what is some of the struggles that you went through that you did overcome or going through currently right now?
The first struggle that I could think of is probably imposter syndrome.
I think too.
Yeah. Oof, it's a big one. It doesn't only happen in the workplace, but it happens in business as well. Yes. I would say waking up every day and like believing in yourself and your craft and believing that what you're putting out is of value and that people want to invest in, which is huge. Some days you don't feel like it. Other days you're like, we're going to do our best. And I feel like that's been a journey for me, but empowering when I get the feedback from my different clients, or I'm putting content out on social media and people are just like sharing, or it's usually the shares for me. I'm like, oh, you sharing my photos. That's so cool. That's so dope. Or just people saying, oh my gosh, those are beautiful photos. I'm just like, you believe that? Like, it's just like you need that encouragement, but it's also just like a reminder of just like, don't be in your head so much. Like, you're doing great. Right. Just keep pushing the content.
Exactly. What do you do when you have those days when you're feeling like, I'm down, I don't want to do this? Is there any like tips that you can give?
That's a great question. I think it depends. I will usually go back into the things that I like to do, or being around the right community. Sometimes it's listening to the right music. Sometimes I might just need to go outside and just get some sunlight or work out. Okay. Because
so basically anything outside of what you're doing, you need to like, adventure in, and so you can get back into it. And
exactly. Okay. I think maybe my creativity is hindered when I'm not pouring back into myself. And so I've been trying my best to learn self-care.
Okay, nice.
Like in a new way this year. So Once a week, I try to do a rest day, like
Okay.
no work whatsoever,
Gotcha.
no emails, no clients, no editing. No, I love y'all, but I need my day.
Nah,
So
facts.
I'll take my time to rest and just get right back to it. So then I'm like, okay, like Monday, we're back into it. The first thing I'm doing.
You know, it's so funny because that's actually a good thing because I was listening to, I listen to podcasts myself, and one girl, she said, she was like, everyone's saying put the price up. And when you said that, it kind of made me feel like you bring your value up. You know what I'm saying? Because in order for me to give you the best pictures, I don't want to be down and out like my left eye is down and drooling, and I'm editing your pictures to try to give you the best. You know what I'm saying? So I think that is a good direction.
It's not going to
work. One
work.
thing I want to ask you too, one photographer, he told me, and I was like, wow, one investment that no photographer has done, and it may be helping other entrepreneurs, is get a massage. I was like, I used to get that for fun. Good. But like, he was like, no, you got to put that in your monthly, you know what I'm saying? Like, we do a lot of, standing up and down, trying to, like you say, try to get the best angles, especially y'all females.
Come on.
You know what I'm saying?
Come on.
So, but that was a good tip when you said that. Back to like you saying, like networking too, like, I think I want to get more into like into photography group section, because I don't think I'm more into that. So, you know what I mean? Stuff like this, you know what I mean? Get to learn and know about photography and hopefully get more into that network. So speaking about that, how you like follow up to connect with other photographers or even your clients? How's that work out for you? Is it DMs, emails, or?
That's actually a really great question too. When the pandemic hit and I was still investing in my business, one thing that I took the time to do was to connect with other local photographers. Gotcha. Some of them found me. Okay. And then I would say, hey, let's hop on the phone and just have a conversation. Nice. And from there, I was able to have about like 5 conversations, 5 to 6. And from those, I'm still connected with to this day. They're sending me clients. Nice. I'm sending them clients. Nice. We'll hop on the phone maybe once or twice a year. And I'll like kind of pick their brains about something. If I have any questions, they're like, hey, just text me, call me. Nice. You need that. You need that village. It's a village. You need that village. To have the village. We really can't do it on our own. Nah, you can't. But yeah, I found it just to be add value, and I want to continue to build a little bit more. I noticed like I connect more with like male photographers in this space. I think it's kind of a little heavily dominated on that side, but I kind of want to connect with more like women in photography in the Boston area, but I'm still open. Okay. Right? But that's a really big
I was going to ask you, since you brought that up, I was going to ask you that question. How do you feel about being, a female photographer? And I don't feel like it's dominantly male, but the male is strongly, the presence is there. You know what I mean? I don't think females are I don't know, but you probably let me know, connecting like how these male photographers.
I think we show up differently. Yeah. Right? Okay. And there's certain spaces that we go into and then men go into as photographers and even videographers. I would say it depends on the genre and what you offer to your clients. I know I have my clientele. They know what I offer. My audience is comfortable with me. So as a woman photographer, I don't feel I'm at a disadvantage at all. I feel like I actually have the advantage of being able to connect more with women and make sure that they're comfortable when I'm working with them. And I think it really depends on the category of photography that you offer. And some photographers, again, they might offer, you might do bourgeois. Like, I don't do that, but other photographers do. So if that's what your audience is comfortable with and they like you, then you got it. Yeah, exactly. But, I offer something different, and that's, they respect the business. Yeah, not facts. And as they should. So you feeling like you stand 10 toes out here with the guys, you know what I'm saying? I'm pretty comfortable. Yeah, all right, okay. That's what's up. No, that's what's up. Now, that's good, though. What is, I do have a question for you. This is like for me, though, you know what I'm saying? Ask me. One of my questions, because I do have a little struggle with certain things in photography myself, and you kind of said something where you said you kind of take a break from, like, doing anything. Yes. How do you, when someone does email you or hits you up, how do you not itch to not? Because I itch, like I'm on go. And I'm on go, but I do take time from like, I don't mean to like, for example, some people that I do take some time, like 2 or 3 days, is because I'm on go. And I'm like, yo, I do need to take a break. And I should do it strategically instead of just like, oh shit, I'm shutting down. Like I can't, you know what I mean? Yeah. So it's like, it sounds like you're asking two questions.
Yeah.
Of more of like, what do you do when you get those updates or responses from your clients? And like, when do I know to rest?
Yeah, rest, exactly.
And take a break. I'll say this. We have to set healthy boundaries with everyone. When it comes down to our clients, our family, our friends, etc. Not everybody needs a right now response. Although it's nice.
Nice, exactly.
We can and will get back to you at a normal time. Because we are not only videographers and photographers and creatives, right? We're humans, we're working, we are active, we have things going on in our day. Now, I'm not going to let a question or email go unanswered for more than 2 days. But I'm going to get back to you.
Exactly.
So I try my best not to respond right in the moment.
Okay.
I'll see the notification or the email, and I'll take notice of that, and I'll just make sure maybe I make a note of it to get back to it either at the time that I told myself. Maybe I'm checking my email in the mornings or the afternoons.
Okay.
Or by the end of the day.
Okay, gotcha.
Good question.
So, but when you say like morning, afternoon, or at the end of the day, one more little personal question for myself real quick. How do you manage that? Like, you know what, today you just wake up like, I'm going to do it at night. I'm going to respond to everybody at night. Is this how you do it?
Good. Yeah. So for me, I actually heard this from a podcast of a woman saying, before I work for any other person, I'm going to invest in myself first. So I was like, whoo, well, so every morning, Monday through Friday, I start by working on my business every morning.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Usually
it's like I wake up around 7:30. By 8:30, I'm investing in my business at least 1 hour. Okay. Sometimes it's 2 hours.
Good.
So that's when I'm answering those emails. I'm doing the editing. I'm doing lead gen. Okay. I am working on social media content.
So you do everything. You're the janitor, invoices.
Yes,
everything.
Currently I am wearing many hats.
How's that as a challenge to have so many hats?
Oh yeah, I feel like it leveled up when I established as a LLC because I had to challenge myself more. Right? I was like, well, it's different from. Yeah, I'm a photographer, reach out. Like, it's following up with people. It's, creating invoices. Exactly. It's ensuring you got all the logistics down. Exactly. It's making sure they get their photos and gallery in a fair amount of time. It's making sure that if they have any feedback, you're providing that customer service. Exactly. Right? It's
also, too, you can't forget about, because Sam, you're LLC, so about that taxes, too. You paying taxes. So I think you should let us know about that too. Tell photographers, you don't gotta tell exactly, but how important and quarterly or how you move to
make sure you have a good CPA.
Okay.
And pay your taxes. Yeah.
So you pay your taxes.
I am paying my taxes.
Okay, good. Pay your taxes, man.
Yeah. It's always good to have your finances in check, right? Ensuring that you know how much money is coming into your business. Right? And also making good purchases.
Exactly.
That go back to your business. Invest in your business. I had a good a photographer gave me good advice saying the money that you make, use that to invest into your equipment, into your business. When I was coming up, I wasn't trying to touch that money. It wasn't like my play money. I was working full-time, and I'm still working full-time, and I have a photography business.
Wow.
The money that I make, I'm putting it away. And then I'm investing into the things that is going to enhance my business. The struggle that I'm noticing a lot of small businesses is managing their finances with and ensuring that they have enough money to continue to invest in their business.
That capital is really needed. So that is how would I say the 9 to 5. So when you work at your 9 to 5 and doing this full time. So are you working from home, or how's that intervene with the clients or anything?
Great question. I didn't mention, but 2020 I lost my job in the pandemic, the start of the pandemic, which also I felt like was one of the markers to like go full out and go deeper into this entrepreneurship journey. But now I am working again for a 9 to 5, working from home, which has allowed me to have that flexibility in the mornings to work on my business, and then I can then shift over to. So I understand not everybody has that privilege, right? So maybe you have to adjust based off of your schedule. Maybe you're working at the office during the day, but you're doing more of the business work at night. But you have to make sure you carve out that time to invest in your business.
Nice. So I heard my man, I'm gonna say his name. He's passed away, but his name is Jim Rome.
Okay.
He said, work on yourself. Then what he said, when I was at work, when I used to be working, he said something. He was like, work harder on yourself than your job. And when he said that,
that's good.
I was like, switch.
That's
say no
really
more.
good.
Went to work. I was like, fuck that. Put my laptop up. I don't care what y'all say. You can fire me if you want.
No.
Yeah.
You still gotta have character at your job.
Yeah, I do too. But like that shit was like, oh yeah, he makes so much sense. Like you gotta work harder than you. Yeah, you know what I mean. I started putting that work into myself. You know what I mean. So yeah, and ever since then, I ain't gonna lie, that I love that, and I'm running with it. But yeah, so like that, I think that's a good important if people want to do that transition is to really work harder on yourself than your job, and
yes,
I think you could definitely prevail, even though there will be some struggles and everything. But I do have a question too, since we're talking about clients as well. What is a misconception that you have with clients?
Let me think. A misconception. Give me an example.
So we had another, I want to say his name, but we had an episode. We had another photographer in there, and he was saying like, you know, people may think that he's trying to get girls because of his looks. So people have that misconception like, oh, you just doing it for your looks, or you doing this for that, you know. So
misconception. The first thing that comes to mind is just, oh, is she the photographer?
Gotcha.
Like, it's like I whip out my equipment. They're like, oh. It's kind of like this minute, like the first few minutes when I come on, I'm like, hi, hey, I'm the photographer. Oh, you are the photographer. Gotcha. So I don't know who they're expecting. Sometimes, like if I'm coming to an event, for example, or a meeting with somebody for the first time, like they might not take me to be the photographer. So
something that you see yourself in the next couple of years that you look to do. I know you said you invested something that you're not going to tell us, but hopefully you can reveal it. But whatever you invested, is that something that's going to be over the years, or is that?
Yeah. So right now, I would love, one of my goals for next year or in the next 5 years is to have my own studio space. That would be a game changer for me. I can see myself in a location with really high ceilings. I just want to do big projects. I also would love to like travel and do projects as a photographer and to work with famous people and, you know, then see how that works. Okay. I could see myself doing that also, but I just have this vision of just like walking into my own space and supporting and giving back to the Black community or the community where I'm serving.
Gotcha.
I find that to be very important. Community is very...
It definitely is important.
It's a big thing. So wherever I'm going to be out there. They're going to know who I am. They're going to know about the business, and we're going to give back. I just see us to be a provider and a helper to our community. So I'm excited for that.
Any local photographers that you worked with and that you would like to work with?
There are a few photographers and videographers that I would love to work with, you being one of them.
Oh, thank you.
And you know most definitely want to connect with Shots by Marv, too. He's been doing really some great work. Shout out to
Shot by Marv, man. Hopefully we can sit down with him, too. But yeah, that's what's up, man. Hopefully you're not saying that for the camera, man. You know what I'm saying?
No, I've been seeing your work. I'm like, quality.
You. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Gotta let people know.
I'm trying. I'm not there like you yet when I see the whole Photoshop and everything, but I'm getting it. If you could teach me some things, you know what I'm saying? Please let me know.
My pleasure. You gotta see, people ask me all the time, show me how you edit. I'm like, sure. And then they don't follow up.
Gotcha. So, but you know, some people are scared because they don't want to show their secret sauce. But you know what I mean? But if you're okay with sharing that,
I don't gatekeep.
And see how you.
I don't. I try to be very, you know.
But hey, like you said, you are here for the community. You're here for the community.
That's right. I'm here for the community.
That's what's up. You know, I think I'm gonna have to talk to you about something that I've been trying to manifest in the back end. So
Okay.
yeah, I think we may need to connect on something.
I am for it.
All right, cool,
Good.
cool. I'll let you know about it. What are some values that you want to give to photographers or tips that you may have?
Tips. Continue to invest in yourself. I am really big on rest as a photographer. Although I work hard, I try to take at least 3 weeks off in the year to do nothing.
Okay.
So taking those breaks is very important. I love to do like business meetings with myself, right? For the meantime, to have my team, right? To look over my finances. Each month I'm going over how much is coming in the business. I love the conversations that I have with my business mentor. So establishing good business practices early will set the trajectory for you long term.
Nice. And you obviously, when you say long term, you're here forever. Like you're looking for 10 years plus.
The way that I see it, why not?
Okay,
like I would love to continue to develop this business. I see not only photography as the art, but to teach others. I'm starting to think of like what kind of avenues can I dip into, and also applying for grants because there's a lot of great opportunities that will fund you to do amazing projects. So I'm staying open-minded, but down the road, I could see myself doing this either part-time, full-time, or most definitely
full-time.
Full-time would be amazing, but creating a great pathway for other generations. And my children would be like, taking over the business. Why not? Like, you better grab that camera. We got work to do.
So you're gonna force your kids to do?
They'll probably be coming to the shoots with me.
Okay.
They'll have to have a stake in this business.
No, facts.
Right?
Facts. Do you have any moments behind the scenes that you would like to tell us, or any stories?
Like just fun stories,
wild
stories.
We could give some funny stories and some wild stories.
Okay. Funny story. Let me think. Okay. Now I won't do this anymore. I learned. But there was one time I had a photo shoot in the city. So I lived about 40 minutes out, and I had an engagement session. And I forgot my only battery at home. So I had to go all the way home to grab my battery and come back.
It was an outdoor shoot?
It was outdoor.
Was it cold outside?
It was a beautiful May day.
Okay.
So they were like, "Oh, it's all right. We're just gonna continue to roam the city."
Oh,
you know
nice,
what I mean?
Nice.
And
nice
we did it, and we had a beautiful session. But I was just like, really, my only battery? So now I carry 3.
Okay.
Like, we just had to learn from the mistakes.
Exactly.
It was great.
And when you said engagement, how long was the shoot? Like an hour or two? So
normally my sessions are about an hour.
So basically, they had to wait like over an hour to shoot.
But we grow and we learn. That was years ago. We have to come correct. We have to be prepared. Right? Everything charged. You got extras of everything.
Exactly.
It's
live and you learn.
It's been good. Yeah.
That's good. So what else? That's a bad moment. What about like a funny moment?
Funny moment in one of my sessions. Ooh.
Or remember a moment that you had. You were like,
I would say a memorable one was being featured in a magazine. I took photos for a punk rock band during the pandemic, and they got featured, and they used my photography. So anytime my photography is published, I'm like, it's another level.
That's what's up now.
It's out there. People are seeing my work.
Exactly.
And sometimes I think about that. It's seeing like my photography in people's homes, and I'm just like, that's a big one. Beautiful to know that you're part of their family or like history.
Yeah, you're part of that memory. Like they're gonna look at it. They're not gonna forget who shot that picture. You know what I'm saying? And
exactly.
When I see that at their cribs, I'll be like, damn.
There's sometimes I'm taking photos for families. I did one of like a grandmother who was like 98 years old, and they just really wanted to take photos with the family. I'm just like, wow, like it's just you 98.
Damn, that's what's up.
Like these are the memories that they're gonna cherish for a lifetime.
Also, what do you shoot? Like, what is your niche? You do events, engagements. Tell the people what is like your niche and what you shoot.
Yeah, my niche is mainly like portrait photography, event photography. I do a ton of birthday, graduations, engagement sessions primarily. I'm stepping into other genres. I actually did food photography for the first time this year. I'm like, okay, we're trying
Gotcha.
new things.
How was that?
It was
food photography, because you gotta get creative with that.
super creative. So we actually did it at their apartment, and they, like those upscale, newer apartments that are newly built. So they had like a kitchen area. So we just set up the food, and I'm just doing aerial shots and trying to get the right frame and learning. But that was a great experience. They were amazing.
You had a good time. The pictures came out great and everything.
Yeah, they came out really cool.
Good.
I was actually excited about that.
I actually remember my question.
Okay.
So my question is, what is a time? Well, I was to say before you, when you got into photography or anything, what is something that you not imagine happening to you in photography? Like you didn't imagine, like, wow, I didn't even know like that was even can happen in photography, or like I didn't even know would even get me here.
That's an amazing question, because I didn't see myself here.
Gotcha.
That's a big thing. I, for the longest time, would put down the fact of being a photographer, or holding that title. People would ask me, oh, so you take photos? I'm like, yeah, it's just something I do on the side. Like, I would say that religiously up until the time I was like, wait, why am I saying that? Like, it started to annoy me when people would say, oh, so you just take photos? Like, no, I'm a photographer. So I had to really adopt that for, like, that title and that initiative. And now that I'm in it, to see the fruit of the business, to see the consistency, the support come in, it just really makes me like realize, like, yeah, you're doing a great job. Yeah, exactly. You are a great entrepreneur. You know what you're doing. Just keep on growing.
Just keep on growing. Exactly.
Yeah.
Keep going, being consistent too.
Keep on being consistent. Consistency is.
How do you post for your Instagram? Are you strategic about it, or you just do like a shoot and then you post, or are you strategic when you post?
So the way that I'll be candid, I post once a week.
Okay.
And people tell me all the time, you need to post more. But the thing is, that requires more work, right? On top of the editing, on top of the customer service, etc. So what I'm going to challenge myself to do is to produce more content. Okay. But what I notice is like the consistency is still important too. So exactly. I'm always going to do my solid once a week.
Exactly.
But normally what I do is I take some time each month to do content. Usually creating descriptions, coming up with like all the logos, everything that I need. And usually I'll be honest, I don't really love the process. Gotcha. Not really my favorite part, but I need to do it. Okay. So it's kind of like that before the end of the month, get that done. Gotcha.
What do you enjoy about this entrepreneurship? And do you see yourself like, do you give yourself a particular time or estimate time when you're going to leave your 9 to 5, or you're like, this is the side job and I'm just going to fumble with this, and then if it grows, you're going to leave your 9 to 5, or the mission is like 2 years, I'm out of here, no 9 to 5, I'm pursuing this?
That's a good question too. I would say I haven't felt the full push to go into entrepreneurship full time, if that makes sense. I've thought about it. I'm continuing to, I don't think I'm there yet.
Gotcha.
But I do believe that when the opportunity presents itself, I will go for it. I will be ready. I'm still developing and understanding how to manage. And as a small business or a newer business, young business, I want to just make sure I have the groundwork ready. Exactly. So that when and if I am doing this full time, it's solid.
Solid. Okay, gotcha.
The finances, the management, the day-to-day, because that will be big.
Are you looking overall to build like a team, or you just want to have your studio and
Most
you take
definitely.
pictures? Okay.
Yeah, the vision is to have a team. That's part of my goals, to have assistance with social media content, to have an assistant to be working with me during my sessions, to have somebody to look over my finances. Please, have someone manage it all. Yeah, we got to develop the team. If this is going to grow the way that I envision it to, I will have to start hiring out. But I see myself in a season of learning and doing these things, getting my feet wet. And then I can't wait to kind of like delegate the task accordingly.
Exactly. Now, I love it, man. You really take it each step, you know what I mean, enjoying the process.
Yes.
And everything.
Yes.
So like I said, sometimes, as I want to say as entrepreneurs, as humans, we just want to fast forward and go through it. And like, I really see you enjoying, like, nah, I'm good. I could, but I'm good. I understand. I'm going to do my part. And, I'm going to challenge myself instead of being like, one thing about me is some people could tell me to do something. I don't do what people want me to do. But I do like how you say you challenge yourself. I just do whatever I want when I feel like it's the need to do it. But I like that word challenge yourself because I feel like that's the word I'm kind of, when people are like, I'm like, you know what? I'm going to do it, but I'm going to challenge myself at some point. But I'm not going to go ahead and go crazy with y'all saying. But, if you see something in me, let me just post twice a week then. It ain't going to hurt a little bit. You know what I mean? You may just have to, like I said, what Jim Rome said, got to work harder than your job.
I will add to that is hearing people say, like, I love to see your progress. That, at first, I didn't love that compliment because I'm like, wait, before what was that? But now I'm like, wait, I need that. Yeah, exactly. Like, people to see your journey, people to see where you were. And they're like, wow. Like, I love that. Like, I love what you're doing right now. Like, you doing, like, that type of acknowledgement and letting people come with you on the journey is important to build, like, that trust and that, I would say, it just helps people just know, like, you are serious about your craft. Exactly. Opposed to being like, oh, I'm being cocky and stuff. No, like, I'm growing. I'm trying my best every day to grow as a individual, right? So when people are able to come to me and say that, I'm like, that's great. Because
people pay attention.
People are paying attention. Yeah, those who you don't even think are paying attention.
Exactly. They're paying
people
attention.
Who aren't commenting on your photos. People who aren't sharing your content. People who are not even plugging you.
Exactly.
But later on, they'll reach out and be like, hey, I see what you're doing. This is great. Like, congratulations. Exactly. That's amazing. Like, that's the type of, that keeps me in the ring. Like, that's the stuff that I'm like, oh, yeah. Okay.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
When you was younger back then, what would you tell your younger self now that you learned or where you grew from?
I would say have more grace for your journey and have fun with it. Like, go, but have fun. Like, if I was to look back off of what I've done over the past couple of years, I would have done the same thing.
Gotcha.
I just went outside with my friends and took photos over and over and over again. I did different events.
Gotcha.
I just stayed relevant. That was it. That was pretty much it. The only thing maybe I would have done, maybe I would have filed for the LLC maybe a little sooner. But other than that, I would have done the same thing.
Gotcha.
Maybe took a class. But you know what? Even at this point, I'm like, hey, girl, you can do anything you want to do. Just keep on dreaming.
Exactly.
Just dream big.
Exactly.
That's what I would have told her to do. Dream big.
Okay.
Do it.
That's what you're doing now. You know
and that's what I'm doing. That's what I'm applying to my business and other aspects of my life. Like, just, like, why not? Just, if you have that vision, especially, again, being a Black entrepreneur who's a photographer, entrepreneur, Black woman, I see myself in my own lane completely. Like, there's just, I'm just in my own lane. And everyone else got fruit. Everyone else got their own lane too.
Exactly.
I just see myself like, hey, just go after it. There's just so much out there for
gotcha.
You. Like, just
thank
tap
you.
into it. Don't overthink it. You know what I mean? Just, like, for all of us.
Nah, facts. See, that's a good mindset to have, and I think that's puts you in a good space to keep this journey. Because being a creator in the city, I'm not saying it's not like, it ain't whoop-de-doo, you know what I'm saying? You're gonna have
it's work. You have to put yourself out there, but I most definitely see, like, you can create your own lane.
Yeah, you definitely can.
As a photographer, as a videographer, as a creative in Boston, that just being your own unique self. Like, people talk about authenticity all day.
Exactly.
Like, just be you, be authentic. But honestly, sometimes I just post photos of myself, or just literally today I posted a story of just me putting on my jacket and gathering my equipment to go to a session. That's enough content for today.
That's enough.
Like,
that's what people like to see, though.
People need to see that. People need to see you doing the work. You know what I mean? That's me. That's my own lane.
Exactly.
Right? And they recognize you, and no one else can do it like you. No one else can. So even with the photography and imposter syndrome and looking at my work, no one else can take photos like me.
Exactly.
But no one else could take photos like you.
That's well.
That's your
people
unique.
copy me. I'm not there yet. You know what I'm saying? I'm alright.
Or videos.
I'm
no one can make videos like you.
I'm alright on both sides. You know what I mean? I'm getting there. I'm trying to get to you. You know what I'm saying?
No one can do it. So you already have the advantage. You're already your own unique self.
But thank you. I really appreciate that, though.
Welcome.
You know what I'm saying? So you know what? Before we do wrap it up, you know what I mean? I want to ask, you could give us some secret sauce, something that you, you do in the behind the scenes, or you do with your edits, something to get your mind right. You know, you could just give us some secret sauce and let us know.
Other than taking a day or two a week to
that sounds like a personal.
It's a personal, but
we need that sauce. Like you gave us a couple of gems earlier.
Okay, the gems is you really have to invest in your business. So making that time to do your editing, or to do your lead gen, or to back up your photos, like you have to have a routine when it comes to your business. And when it comes to the editing, I will say the major part is learning. I'm really big on just like contrast and how my images are looking, how my subjects are looking. So if you're able to kind of like look at magazines, look at photos, look at how they're using their lighting, and so it's a little bit of like when you're in studio and how you're setting up your lights. But then after that post editing, kind of have a vision of like where you're trying to take the photo. And I really am big on, once I'm done editing a photo, I don't release it until I go back and look at the photo again.
Oh, wow.
And then I will upload it into wherever I am sharing the photos to. Like, for example, I might have an online gallery for them. I'll even go back into that gallery, look at the photos a few times. And if I don't like it, I want to re-edit it.
Okay.
So I sometimes have to, if I don't feel confident the first time around when editing, I will sit on it. Okay. And I'll get back to it another time.
Gotcha. Well, I do got one more question. I did secret sauce. I've been doing this a lot lately with the secret sauce and asking other questions because it's like so much information. When it comes to like your clients and everything, so how many edits do you give in that span of time to give you that, like 10 edits? This is amount of much.
Good question. It depends on the package that they opt into. Okay. I have 3 separate packages. It depends on how many images they're looking for. Okay. There are certain photographers who give out raw photos or more photos within a gallery. I opt into delivering edited images. I only release edited images. No unedited images.
Makes sense.
No.
Makes sense.
Not for me.
Gotcha. I think I'll be honest with you. I raise my hand. I'm the one that kind of send unedited pictures
too.
But I think I'm gonna stop that.
Unedited.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna stop that too. But you know what? I ain't gonna lie. My unedited be coming out hot, nigga. They be like, ooh.
They most definitely can.
I be on. Sometimes I send an unedited, like a whole album of unedited pictures. That happened to me like 5 times. They were like, "We're good." So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna start sending unedited. If you tell me we're good,
honestly, you're right.
But then again, it kind of fucks me up because I want to edit some of those pictures that I see, and I do that for myself, and I post. But then it'll take longer for me to get to it because then I'm going to a paid gig that wants me to edit, and I go through that, but I forget. But it's like a hand-in-hand situation. But I think I am gonna not give unedited just so I could just keep practicing my editing game. And not saying I'm not. I think I over give on the pictures. Personally, me. You gave us some secret sauce. You gave us some value. Just let the people know where they can find you.
Sounds good.
Instagram, Facebook, website.
My website is ChellyPicPhotography.com. You can also find me on Instagram, LinkedIn, and Facebook at ChellyPic Photography.
On photography page, shot by Uno. Also going up my name as Uno Vellie. You know what I'm saying? We got Chelly Pics in the building for another episode. Thank you for coming through. It was a pleasure. I think you gave us a lot of value and a lot of information. And most importantly, your journey was kind of hit the heart a little bit and showed me like you're really serious about what you do. And every post now, when I look at it, I'm not just going to look at it just like, oh, she did a little touch up. I'm like, damn, there's a story behind this. You know what I mean? It started from Quincy Library to what library?
Now we just at the office.
No, but you said it was that Quincy Library.
Randolph
Library. And Quincy Library, man. You know what I'm saying? And shout out to all the people that did let you, edit off their laptops.
That's right. We thank them.
So yeah, so definitely shout you out for coming through again, and definitely book her. You know what I'm saying? She gets you on engagements, events, portraits, brand shoots.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Product shots.
There it is.
You know what I'm saying? So definitely holler at ChellyPic photography.com. You know what I mean? Behind Aesthetics, and we out with another episode.